If you're a small business owner or a creator and you feel like video is just overwhelming, let me start by saying this. You're not doing it wrong. You're just doing too much. Now, most people quit at video not because they're not good at it, but because they don't have a simple system in place to help guide them along the way. In this section, we're going to talk about what business video is actually for. So let's set some expectations. Believe it or not, business video is not about going viral. It's about being clear, consistent, and most importantly, trustworthy. So people don't need entertainment. Well, we do need entertainment, but the entertainment industry is absolutely insanely overpopulated right now. And so if you want to compete against entertainment, that is an entirely different section of your life that I'm not sure you're ready to dedicate to, because you're trying to run a small business. However, what people do crave is clarity, especially when it comes to selling a business. They don't want to see your gimmicks. We see enough gimmicks every single day when we open up whatever social media platform we use and we start scrolling. Instead, what they want to see is exactly what your business is offering and why they should use you. And the thing about clarity is clarity does nothing but builds trust, right? If I sit here and tell you exactly what I'm going to do in this course and I perform to that clarity, then now I've built trust with you. And by building trust, now you're going to look at future courses that I have and say, ooh, I want to do that because I trust that what he's telling me is actually what I'm going to gain from this course. Clarity builds trust every single time. And I don't even have to say it, but trust leads to sales. If people trust you, if they trust your business, it's going to lead to sales. Here's an example for me. In our household, we love Cane's chicken. And I love Cane's chicken because I know that every time I go there, it's going to be the exact same. My chicken's going to taste the same. My fries are going to taste the same. And that bread, oh goodness, is going to taste the same. And my mouth's watering thinking about it. However, one reason that I don't like McDonald's and why I won't spend my money there, aside from my personal feelings on how the food actually is, it's inconsistent. Sometimes I go and the fries taste like they've been in the warmer for hours. Sometimes I go and the fries taste like they are fresh. But I don't want to have to guess. I want that trust and that consistency of what I'm going to be receiving. The same thing with your business is you want to have the clarity that builds the trust so that they will come back over and over and see the consistency of your business. Now, realistically, there's only 3 things that you need to start creating content for your business. If you cannot explain what you do simply, video is always going to feel hard. So we have to come up with a system that is going to clearly simplify what we do. So here's some examples: who you help, how you help, and what problem are you going to solve. These 3 questions can get you a long ways when it comes to creating content. Now let's talk about gear for a second, because you are already set up for success. You have a camera right in your pocket. You're probably watching this on it right now. Your phone is more than enough. Now, I run a production company. I have an entire trailer full of gear. We do this on a very professional level. We do this for large corporations all over the country. And so I can go to my trailer at any point and pull out a $40,000 camera. But let me assure you, my $40,000 camera is not going to bring me any more views than my iPhone 15 Pro, which is honestly what I find myself shooting on most of the time. Now, if you're wondering why then would we have $40,000 cameras, I'll quickly explain that. It's because of lens selection. When I need to go out and film and I need to have length, then that's different. If I need to control lighting in a different manner, I need a bigger camera. But for filming myself, for simply talking to my camera or showing a quick product, I can do that all day long with my phone. And honestly, Apple's AI is incredible. So when you're filming, it actually handles light a lot better sometimes than some of my big cameras. Your phone is more than enough. And don't let anybody tell you different. Now, some things that we need to know. You want to have your phone at eye level or slightly above. You never want to be filming up. Next, you want to face the light. The worst thing you can do is have your back to light, like a window or an artificial light or anything else, because that is going to make your face way darker. And if your face becomes darker on camera, it's going to add grain or noise, and that is going to affect your video quality. And believe it or not, all the social media channels do like to have good quality video on their channels. So you want to make sure that that lighting is set up properly, that you are facing your light. You don't have your back to your light. Next is important. If you don't have good microphones, you need a quiet space. Now, let me tell you why a good microphone is important. Right now, I have my Shure SM7B, that goes back to my Rodecaster, and that's where my audio records. I have my camera in front of me. My camera in front of me is recording ambient audio. Now, my office is also the laundry room. I live in a small house, and I like it. That means that I have to have good audio. But let me show you what this room sounds like if I don't use this microphone. Yep, that's my washing machine. In the background, washing clothes. However, with this microphone, you can't hear that. Having a good microphone is important, but if you don't have one yet, that's okay. Just pick a place that's quiet, and your iPhone audio will do just fine to get you started, I promise. Again, we're not trying to sell people on perfection. We're trying to be realistic. We're trying to be honest. We're trying to build trust. And you can do that through just being who you are and having what you have. Now, the next thing is consistency. I'd rather see consistency over perfection when you're shooting with your phone. People want to see that consistency. They don't care as much about perfection. This is not the late 90s or early 2000s anymore. You know, the 1900s, which is when my kids say I was born, and it makes me love them less. It's not that time anymore. We're not looking for perfection. We're not in news broadcasts. We're not creating movies. We're not creating TV shows. We're talking honestly to people. So I'd rather have consistency from you than perfection, because perfection doesn't show me anything that I need to know from you. In fact, when I'm having a conversation and somebody feels perfect, don't we sometimes draw a line there of like, ooh, I'm not sure. This makes me feel a little uneasy, because we know how imperfect we are as humans. And so when someone acts like that, it feels like that. It feels like they're acting like it is something that is not genuine. So I'm not looking for perfection. I am looking for consistency. And the last thing to remember is simple setups get used. Complicated ones don't. I make sure I spend a lot of time setting up and getting my lighting right, but I keep it simple so that I can easily replicate that. My desk here is not actually the desk that I keep here all the time. This is actually goes between our washer and dryer. So I pull it over here when I film. I have a simple ring light. I have natural lighting here, and I have my camera here. Look, I have crazy ADHD. So there are times when I'm like, oh, I need to film, and I need to film now. So what I don't need to do is come out here and spend 2 hours setting everything up. I need to be able to come out here, quickly set up my tripod, quickly set up my ring light, and quickly hit record for my audio, bring my table over here, and I'm good to go. So a simple setup is a good key. You don't have to have all this. You can have a single place in your house. You can film outside, anywhere you can go, but keep it simple, because if you overcomplicate this, it's never going to work. And a little pro tip here, whenever you get done filming, always plug up any gear you might have, whether that's a ring light, whether that is your audio, your wireless mics, whatever it may be that runs off batteries, plug it in, because you want to make sure those are good to go whenever you come back to film the next time. All right, so the third thing that you need to remember when starting this process is you need a repeatable process. You don't have to come up with endless ideas, and that is where so many people get stuck. And quite frankly, there's days where I struggle with that too. It is okay to come up with a list of ideas and rotate that. Film them in different ways. Here's something crazy about TikTok that you may not realize. I have a couple of TikTok channels that have good followings. Most of the time, my views on my TikTok videos are not the same people. If you go and look at my insights, most of the time it's new people coming from the For You page, meaning that I can record the same video 4 or 5 different ways, and each way is going to reach a different audience, plus or minus a few people, right? And so I don't mind at all coming up with an idea of like, ooh, I want to tell about why my business is so important to me. And maybe that's a 60-second elevator speech about why you started your business and why it is important that people understand the heart behind your business so that you can build some trust, right? I don't mind filming that 4 or 5 different ways, or maybe even once a month. You don't have to overcomplicate this idea of I've got to have something new and fresh every single day. No, you just have to have some clarity that you want to push out there, and you want to find different ways to push that clarity. But that clarity can be shown through the exact same ideas over and over and over. Now, another thing here is you want to batch. Okay, you're going to film a lot in one day. Today alone, when I'm filming this right now, I've already filmed 6 different social media pieces that were talking head pieces. I filmed 1 hands-on tutorial. After this, I'm filming 3 more hands-on tutorials. And so I'm going to film all of my stuff in one day while I have everything set up. That way, I'm not having to set up, take down, set up, take down. We're saving time, but also it's keeping you in the right place to keep moving through your content. This can also help if we go back to the last point that we talked about, which is you can come up with one idea and shoot it a lot of different ways. I like doing that. If I'm going to do that, I will do it sitting right here, one after the other. I'll go change my shirt every single time so that it doesn't look like it's the same, but I'm going to sit here, and that allows me to remember what I said in the last video, and it's going to help make sure that I don't shoot the same video over and over, because that's not what we want to do. We don't want to post the exact same thing, but we can at least share the same idea. And so we want to batch record, and I'm also going to sit down and batch edit. I'm going to do everything at once. I'm going to send it to my phone. And here's the thing that I think holds so many creators and businesses back when it comes to posting is schedule your videos. And you can do that on every platform through the platform. You don't have to have a third-party app here. I schedule all of my TikTok videos, I schedule my YouTube videos, and I schedule my Meta, Instagram, Facebook videos. And I do it all through their apps. So if you do that, and you can do 5 days at a time, imagine you have 1 day shooting content and editing and scheduling, and then you don't have to think about social media again for 4 more days at least, okay? Batching is important. Now, the last thing is posting consistently. Now, this doesn't mean that you're posting every single day, although you should be, but more so, this is making sure that you're sharing the same consistent, clear message about your business every time you get the opportunity, because that's the consistency you need, is people hearing what your business is, why it operates the way it does, how it can help them, who you are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So we're going to make sure that we are living by that kind of consistency. And I don't necessarily want you to get choked up in the, oh, I've got to post 3 a day at the same time every single day. I don't do that. In fact, I take days off where I don't post anything. There are some days where I will post 3 videos, 4 videos, 5 videos. It just depends. I'm not as worried about the every single day. I am worried about the message that we're sharing, that it's consistent every single time. All right, so let's quickly talk about what to post. Now remember, we have a full course coming that's going to break this all the way down and give you so many insights into how you can grow your business using video. But in this piece, I want to just quickly throw some things at you. And here's 3 questions that I'm going to ask every single time when I sit down to create posts for my business. Number 1, what do I do? I want to explain what I do. We have to start there. People have to know what you do in order for your business to sell. Number 2, I'm going to answer common questions. This is such low-hanging fruit. Go through your social media, go through your emails. What are questions that are being asked all the time? Look, I love having an FAQ on a page, but an FAQ is nothing more than a gold mine for video content. So use any questions that you get, no matter what it is, make a video of it. There's a good chance that if one person asks that question, there's more that have the same question. So use that to start creating your content. And number 3, show behind the scenes. People love behind the scenes. In fact, I'm not great at this. This is something that I need to consistently work on, although I try, but it's hard when you're a one-man band. I get it. And that's where having secondary tools can help you a lot, like maybe a secondary tripod or small camera, something where you could film behind the scenes so people can see what's happening. But filming behind the scenes is a big one. And I'm going to tell you, if you just do these, well, not that many, 3. If you just do these 3 little questions or ideas for your content, you'll never run out of content. You can literally make unlimited content from these 3 simple questions, which is who you are or who your business is, answering the questions that people are asking, and then lastly, making sure that you are showing behind the scenes so people can see how the biscuits are made, because we all like to know how the biscuits are made. May not want to make them, because Lord, I love eating them, but I definitely want to know how they're made. All right, let's talk about what you need to stop doing. And I'm going to give you full permission right now to stop all of these right now. Immediately, don't do them again. Number 1, do not chase trends. As a business owner, stop chasing trends for a second. We need to build your foundation. It's okay once you have a good foundation built and you have a good following built to start adding in some trends for fun. Trends are fun, and that's it. They're not selling your business, okay? Let me give a good point to this. I have a channel where I had a video blow up, lots of millions of views on one particular video. Now, that video didn't do anything for my business. It was more of a fun video. Great, it got me a lot of followers. However, the followers that brought in weren't people that my business necessarily needed. It didn't convert for me. That wasn't my demographic. So chasing trends is not always helpful. That's not what we're looking for. Again, we're looking to sell our business. So we're looking for that clarity and for that trust and for that consistency. Next one, and this is hard for me because I own a production company and it's what I do for a living, but stop chasing perfection. It's not going to be perfect. In fact, when you first start this, you're going to hate your videos. I remember when I started in media, I was working in radio and I had never really done anything. I had never heard my voice, and I was 16 years old. I had very little self-confidence, to be honest. I had been picked on and bullied for most of my childhood. And so my confidence was low. And I remember going in and hearing myself on the radio and thinking, oh, that's how people hear me. No wonder I was bullied, because that's what human sounds like that. But it just took time. Fortunately for me, I was forced into a position to where I had to hear it because I was on the radio every single day. However, for you, it's going to be a little bit tougher because you're going to have to shoot a video and it might feel cringy to you, but you have to remember, everybody around you is already used to hearing you and seeing you. As long as you're authentic, then there's no surprise there. Create your video, get over the fact that it's cringy, and just post it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Let people see the authentic side of you. This is a big one. Stop comparing yourself. This is a big one in today's age because that's exactly what social media does. It makes us compare ourselves to other people. And this is not what I want you to do. I don't want you comparing your video quality. I don't want you comparing your content. And I don't want you comparing yourself to anyone else. Right now, the only focus is you and your business. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't go and you can't get ideas or you can't grow or learn. I don't want you to shut it out, but I never want you to look at something and degrade yourself based off of someone else. Because you have to remember, I guarantee you when that other person first started, they also had the same feelings of, I'm not good at this. This is not good. This is cringy, okay? Every single person goes through it. So don't let that be something that like stops your growth. I want you to continue to move through and not compare yourself to anyone else, because I promise you, you are good enough. I know that because there's a God that knows your name, and that tells me everything that you are good enough. But that's a whole different conversation. Now, the last thing, and this one, I need to take a drink here before I say it, because I'm not good at this. Stop buying gear. Sorry, I had to make sure that lightning wasn't going to come down from my Lord and Savior, because this is my biggest struggle. I buy gear. I have so much gear, it's stupid. Now it's a little bit different because I do this for a living. Not this necessarily. This is not what I mean. I mean, I have my production company, so we're constantly getting gear, but I'm real bad about just getting little gear here and there for this. Don't do that up front. That's a good way to not have a good ROI on the content that you're creating. Your return on investment, right? The purpose of these videos is to drive sales, is to bring people into your business so that you can make money. And if you're spending more than what you're bringing in, then none of this matters. You have to have that mindset. So don't spend the money. Use your phone. Get a cheap microphone set if you need that. Get a cheap ring light. Start somewhere. Use your window light. Use your ambient audio on your iPhone. That's fine. Whatever it means, try to keep it as cheap as possible until you start having the returns that allow you to invest a little bit of money. And then you still have to sit down and say, okay, I can't go spend $6,000 on a camera and lens when realistically so far business has only brought in an extra $2,000 worth of profit this year, or whatever that looks like. Maybe different for everybody, but you've got to make sure that you're not overspending on your gear, because what you have is enough. I promise. All right. If you already feel like video might be just a little simpler, then that's what this is for. And that's why I'm here for. That's what this Skool community is for. So I highly encourage you is to get into our community, engage, ask questions. If you have any kind of questions that you have for me, go and ask them. I'll try to get back to them. If I don't get back to them, it may be because I'm creating a video about it. Because if you have a question, somebody else does probably too. So remember, at the end of the day, we just want clarity and consistency. We just want to share our business. We don't want to overcomplicate. And we want to make sure that we are absolutely enjoying the process. And the easiest way to enjoy the process is to have a system in place that does not make us feel overwhelmed or exhausted or like we hate what we do when it comes to video creation or production. Look, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for coming to this course. And don't forget, I have several courses coming, including the big version of this one, which will be ready in the next couple of weeks, if it's not already there now by the time you watch this. So make sure you go get that course and really dive deep into this so that you can help your business grow. And if you have any kind of ideas that you have for courses or things that you'd like to learn, or just tips or tricks, please reach out, let me know. My email is always open, lukethevideoguy@gmail.com. I love each and every one of you. I am so happy that you're here, and I am so happy that God has given us a place to where we can come together and learn and just continue to grow ourselves and grow our businesses. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.